Welcome to the Run Lift Mom podcast, where we're talking about running, lifting, and momming, not necessarily in that order. Today, it's probably more in the momming category because we're going to talk about nutrition. Now, you guys know I've had many episodes with a number of dietitians and nutritionists, and you know that I only know enough to be dangerous in this area. Real talk. My master's is in health promotion. I only took one nutrition class. What I know is from practice, and I want to give you my 3 best tips for healthy meal prep as we all enter a season where our lives are a lot busier. Number 1, I want you to utilize your leftovers. How many people are you cooking for? Okay, now double or triple that number when you're making food. If you're cooking for 4, think about how much you would need if you were cooking for 8 or even 12. What you can do is portion out the leftovers into meal prep containers for lunch the next day, or even freeze them for a time-strapped healthy dinner. What's going to happen is if you put those things into the freezer, you're going to get into a cycle where at least 1, maybe 2 nights a week, you're able to pull from the freezer instead of having to make dinner. Number 2, forget Pinterest. I'm serious, y'all. You don't need new recipes. Make simple meals that you already love to eat. For example, egg roll bowl. For probably 2 years now, we've made it almost every single week. It is a crowd pleaser, and my family loves it as well. There's no need to recreate the wheel. Online ideas, they might be aesthetically pleasing, but guys, if you're strapped for time, tried and true is best. Think of about 4 to 6 meals total that you love, are good at making, and then put them on repeat. Stuff that I like, egg white omelets. Guys, I will throw like the veggie heavy kitchen sink inside of them, different sauce on top. It is fine enough for me. It's variety when I need it, but it's the same old thing, and I'm pretty good at making omelets. Taco stuffed sweet potatoes is another favorite in our household, and then also my pal Christina, aka the Whole Cook. I'm going to link her episode below. She makes a delicious comeback sauce that's really great with pretty much everything, and it is on autopilot in this house. Guys, the internet, it can definitely help you expand your meal prep repertoire. Don't start there though. Go for simple, go for classic, go for what you're good at. And my 3rd and final tip is this, to enjoy meal prep time. Block it off to a single day. Naturally, this is going to depend on your lifestyle, and pair it with something that you enjoy. Maybe it's your favorite podcast and wine. I know people who make meal prep a family affair, or they'll team up with somebody that they love for meal prep, and that is a game changer. You're pairing it with your habit blocking. It's tried and true, you guys. You're pairing it with something that you love. If you look forward to the thing or the time with people that you've paired meal prep with, it's not going to be a burden. Thank you so much for listening to this mini-sode of the Run Lift Mom podcast. I want you guys to put this tip in action. Think about your leftover strategy, forget Pinterest, and then enjoy your meal prep time. You've been asking me for shorter episodes, actionable tips. Here you go. Let me know what you thought of it, and until I get into your earpiece again, remember, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. That's from 1 Timothy 4:8, and this has been the Run Lift Mom podcast. Thank you so much for listening to the Run Lift Mom podcast. I want to let you know that you can swipe up in the podcast player that you're in to see the show notes. That's going to take you to my website, and you're going to get a deep dive on today's show. Cool, huh? You could think of it as a blog post that complements what was covered today with all of the links and resources discussed. Don't forget to check out the podcast partners as well with some really great offers for you. And until I get into your earpiece again, remember, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. That's from 1 Timothy 4:8, and this has been the Run Lift Mom podcast. Hey, Run Lift Mom listeners, you know I'm the mom of 4 kids under age 5, and therefore I am always looking for ways to work smart, not hard. Anchor is the smartest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you why. First of all, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, but Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so then it can be heard on places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a whole lot more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It is quite literally everything you need all in one place. And y'all, it's free. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Even though this is a presidential election, there are many more candidates on the ballot besides the president. Go to Ballot Ready for a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on stances on issues, biography, or endorsements, and save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early or on Election Day. This election matters. Make sure you have a plan to vote and stay informed. You can go to ballotready.org and enter your address to make a plan to vote and vote informed.
Thank you for listening to Run Lift Mom. This show is sponsored by